bedchamber with a dragon who craves you. You should be absolutely terrified. And when my kind see something we want, we'll do almost anything to have it. I guess I deserve that. Still your sword, Sir Talon. She has every right to strike me. No buts. She is to be my wife. And anyone who dares lay a hand on her will answer to me. Is that understood? Good. Leave us. Did that make you feel better? You may do it again if it'll soothe your hackles. I promise I don't mind. Don't do that. Regret looks wrong on a face born for smiling. It takes more than a pat on the cheek to wound me. I'll live. Stop apologizing. I was expecting it. In truth, I worried our reunion would play out far worse when you found out who I was. Consider me pleasantly surprised. Yes, it's really me. This is what I'm supposed to look like. When I have a human face, at least. Do you hate it? I can change it if you want. If you'd rather No? No more disguises. You have my word, little sparrow. You may call me whatever you like. I didn't lie to you when I said most people call me Kit. Those closest to me do. Cessarion is a mouthful. No, gods, no. If you start calling me His Majesty, I'll abdicate. You have questions? I assumed as much. Let's hear them, then. Too many to choose from, Eat you? I assure you, precious, you're not what I had in mind for luncheon. However, something of the sort could be arranged. If you're in the mood, that is. You're not expected to do any such thing unless you desire it. Everything that happens from this moment on is your choice. What would you like to know? The other brides? You want to know what became of them? Let's just say none ever made it down the aisle. I'm not being cryptic on purpose, it's just I swore to myself that if you came here, I would be honest with you. And now that you are, I'm not eager to scare you away. All right, precious. Have it your way. But I'm warning you. Only ask questions you want the answer to. Because I won't dress the truth with pretty finery. Very well. The first bride ran away upon arrival. The second and third, I can't really remember. They all start to blend together after a while. The fifth, however, grew sick with smallpox. And the sixth decided to try his luck by jumping from the tower balcony. But it's obvious, isn't it? My kind and yours don't have a history of getting along. I admit, I wasn't that good of a host in the beginning. Not every bride has such a dire story. The seventh was special. She and I became good friends, if you can believe it. There was nothing romantic between us, but she proved to be a pleasant companion. And after 5 years or so, I gifted her with enough coin so that she could sail far away. She'd always been keen to travel, that one. And the brides that were sent to my brothers? I don't know much about them. We each deal with our respective sacrifices as we see fit. There is a purpose to the madness, rest assured. Well, I don't know if you're aware, but during the war, there was a prophecy foretold by one of the dragonkin. And the gist of it was that when humans and dragons finally unite, peace and prosperity will once again return to this kingdom. It's safe to say we take our prophecies very seriously. So, that's why the decree of marriage was born. You must think of us as monsters. But the truth is, I remember how Sunfire Isle was before. And it wasn't the dragons that started the bloodshed. Humans did. Does that answer all of your questions? No? Then what more do you want to know? Why you? An impulse on my part, I'm afraid. Come, you must be tired. I'll show you to your chambers. To be honest, last night was not the first time we've met. Oh, careful. It was about a year ago. Palace guards were making their rounds, and you were walking down the docks with a basket of fish on your hip. Do you remember? You passed a group of women, one of which was trying to hide the scales on her forehead with a ragged scarf. And without a second thought, you took the shawl off your shoulders and offered it to her. Despite the biting cold, it was such a simple act of kindness, one I'd never witnessed. I was intrigued, to say the least. You had my attention, and it got me curious. Were there really humans with that pure of a heart? Ones who'd yet to be crippled by hatred and fear? I had to know. So I searched you out whenever I could. But always from a distance. One time I was a beggar, and you tossed a couple coins. Another, I was the smith's apprentice who helped shoe your horse. And on it went. But however long I waited, your character never changed. I've met a lot of people in my life. Brave, clever, foolish, stubborn. but never as compassionate and good. And I thought, if I have the power to change one life, why waste it on a spoiled noble whose heart already festers with resentment? If I want to make the world better, I need to start with someone who deserves it. But I didn't want to force your hand. That's why I was in the forest yesterday. Not to coerce or trick you, but to gauge you, to see if there was hope. I know this union isn't one you would have chosen for yourself. Nonetheless, I'm glad we met. And marriages have been built on less, have they not? Test you? No. When I offered to help you escape last night, I meant it. I do want you to know, it was never my intention to lay with you, or take advantage of you in a vulnerable state. It was just, you were so you. And I couldn't resist. This is where you'll be staying. No, my chamber is on the other end of the hallway. I didn't want to be presumptuous. Rest assured, little sparrow, this marriage comes with no expectations of that nature. If I ever have you again, it won't be because it's expected. It will be because you beg for it. Is that so? If I recall, you can beg just fine. Last night, for example, you were pleading so sweetly for me to... Me being a scoundrel is the least of your worries. You should. You're alone in a bedchamber with a dragon who craves you. You should be absolutely terrified. And when my kind see something we want, we'll do almost anything to have it. Give us a hand, and we'll gobble up the whole arm. This needn't go further than it already has. Tell me to leave and I'll go. You want me to stay? You sure? Then say it. Say you want me.